Alrighty. Almost perfect placement of the chat box. Let's move that back. Hello! Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Currently in our Endwalker era. Make sure the chat's all configured the way I want it. Pay no attention to me being logged out as minor. It's the Warrior of Light doing their day job, breaking rocks. We are going to be firing it up a little early and getting into things, because I've been told that our next segment... We're full today, weird. Our next segment is somewhat lengthy and, very involved. We won't be in here for the ride, so we're going to be chilling. And apparently there's people in queue today, which is weird. Though I guess, in general, people will be thinking about 14 because the Dawn Trail benchmark is out. It's not that bad to get in, and it is a new week, as evidenced by the fact that I have immediately sandblasted all of my freaking recons. My Wondrous Tales book. Though I do need to work on that more. My problem is I've only got 4 second chance points right now. Slaying more roublettes. Get some more things. We slide into the crow. Enter the crow zone.
Depends on how sidetracked it gets.
Well, he's here now, so we should probably stop discussing spoilers.
That would be good. Fast travel back from the airship landing. This will sound funny to some people, but I want to go to a summoning bell and check with my retainer to see if I sold any of these friggin' rocks I keep digging up. I will say, as just a funny unrelated note, people at home will notice I'm a level 72 miner. I was a little cross with the level 70 miner quest because it involves a unspoiled node with a quest item, so you cannot trade it or sell it on the marketplace. And I was a little bothered, but because of that, I did find out how to activate virtual mouse mode, which is good because that's how I can click on local time to make it Eorzea time. So it wasn't actually that hard, but it was one of those weird things where I'm like, what? Huh? How am I supposed to complete this in a reasonable time frame? All right. Sell anything? Yeah, you did. Yep. Apparently I sold some fish a long time ago to somebody with the name T-shirt Cannon.
Well, as long as they don't load the fish in the cannon, I think we're all good.
Yeah. Spend $700. It's nothing. That's chump change to me. Alright, come along, tiny Toggle. Oh, that's not a door, that's just a giant window, okay. I'll go the long way around the building. I was gonna make a dig about open architecture, but actually, honestly, if it's cold, probably do actually want Want smaller windows, better heat retention.
Yeah.
Okay. We're playing with the follow mechanics.
Yep. Some of these are basically just on rail sections.
Yeah.
What I ended up doing is along the MSQ is basically every time I was dragged to a new place, I just kept like mashing the Aether current, because usually they led you within like 100 yards of it.
Yeah, though in this particular case, I don't know if I want to go off the path. It does say if you get too far from the twins.
Yeah, but maybe like at the stop point, check it out.
Yeah, I can check. I haven't been seeing a lot of Aether currents in my wanderings. But I don't actually know how big is this map? This map seems pretty big.
Hey, Lucky.
Hit me.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it says there's like 50 elms to the north.
And I miss much. I was making cinnamon rolls.
Not really.
Alright.
Did you wander through snowy Garlemald?
Big wander.
By the way, is my microphone picking up my keystrokes?
I do not hear you. Actually, he'll sound very clear.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And in fact, I can
That's a good investment.
boost you up a little bit because I think I had you a little lower on Discord.
It's a bit of a chilly day for me here. The weather
Funny
is
enough,
nice.
it's we're in the phase of Florida weather where it's very hot during the day, but it does actually cool off at night. So I have my window open to get some ventilation.
Oh, that's what I have on going on right now. Oh, it's 57.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, it's the wind. That's what it is.
I'm technically only at 72 degrees, but that's cooler right now. So it'll get better as we go on. Okay, cool. You wait there, Julius.
The boy's so angry.
Northeast, 40 something yawns. Because, you know, frickin' 40 yards is pretty close. Hey, yo! Fucking compacts? I knew the Garleans did have cars, but these are adorable. Collection. Okay. Is it gonna be inside this thing? No, okay, there is an entrance back here. Ah, it is inside. Why is there an Aether current inside a building?
Aether cannot be contained.
It is true.
Probably wouldn't stop the Garleans from trying.
Well, you know, that's what Xenos' golf bag is for. I mean, Julius is testy, but if shit's actually as bad as he says it is, I can see why. He seems like nervous all the time. He's like, yes, they'll cut us down without hesitation. Don't do anything weird, because I'm gonna try not to die here.
Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. I don't know if we'll get to the full thing. Wait.
Just keep following the railway. Somebody suplexed this train.
Yeah.
Let me actually go next to the train. Okay. Walk towards the big rock. Got it.
Big rock.
At least this one's better than that one area in Shadowbringers where they made me walk on top of the railroad tracks to talk to those guys before I could get the quest objective to go all the way to the big rock zone. put the crystal, the aetherites, in the subway. I think I have that hat. Not sure I can be super subtle, because I am clanking around in plate mail. Ah, they need to jumpstart their aetherite to get the cables out.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
I'll judge for myself if he's imposing. Text box.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Vankina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
It's a pretty good beard.
We lost our emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
I gotta say, this is just a me design note, but the way this guy's armor is designed with that, with the ruff and some of the other designs, it reminds you of a particular judge from Final Fantasy XII. He was not a nice guy, so it makes me instantly suspicious of this man. And I wonder if that was intentional.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes.
Or just,
like the
we really
fact-
like
bear
that
you
frill.
any ill will.
I feel like that frill is just commonly used as like the pompous stereotype a
Spare
lot.
me. Though you children may speak in earnest,
A lot of design
overtures
work.
of peace ever ring hollow in my ears.
One
So
of
long as
those
man stands to
extra
profit
minutes.
from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varus understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye.
Grab food,
But
be
if
back
it is a
later.
choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice
I
at all.
nodded at my microphone like that is communicated somehow.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit.
My guy, Mr. Quintus, if you think this is a large force, no. This is the smallest force. These are the only guys I could get to come.
If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once
Trust
the
me, if I was
Telophoroi
going to
are
assemble
no
an army
longer
to
a
kick
threat.
your ass, I would have got a lot more volunteers.
And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
That's probably true, but you guys caused that one.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference. To make...
Oops, I accidentally cut out say off there.
What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
He's thinking.
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my
Okay,
hope.
cool. Go extinct. Bye. Mic drop. Leave.
It seems there is nothing more to say.
My
on
guy,
the
you
matter.
just said you would rather die than make concessions. Therefore, I say, okay, cool. Let's test your morals. Perish. Oh, I hope you're not summoning these bozos to beat me up, because they're gonna perish.
You will remain here while I decide what is to be done. with
Yeah,
you.
I'll go telling about like
not be
Garland's kind
alone.
of stupid. Yeah, here's
No
this kind of
harm
moment
will
right
come
here.
to you if you cooperate.
Yeah, twins, put your hands up. Just crack my knucks.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to
Alphina
speak with
says
the
we're
other
guests.
members of your
Okay,
group.
I guess I won't obliterate all of you.
As you wish.
The only reason they get
I
to
have
live.
no intention of locking you up.
I mean,
As
if
by
they
dawn, you
decided
would be
to force
frozen
this issue
stiff
violently,
and you're
be
no
like,
good to be
okay,
dead.
hi guys, I'd like to introduce
are
myself.
free
I haven't
to
said a
move
thing
about the
until now. I'm the
encampment.
Icon Slayer.
But there is one condition.
Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I defeated all of your weapons, all of them,
Don't worry.
even the new ones.
Collar them.
Oh, don't do this Fallout bullshit to me, though.
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop. Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
Julia's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I'm good on Quintus for reading intelligence. I also like that they do
Even
not
if
actually
she allowed
try
herself
collar
to be
me.
collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints.
Quintus is
instead.
dumb, but also he is not dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Quintus is dumb. I think he just... Everything I feel like I need to know about Quintus's character, I got in that speech. He is true blue, drank the Garlean Kool-Aid. Oh, we have always been oppressed and abused, and everybody is coming for our last little scraps. Therefore, we must defeat everyone. Won't we all be prosperous and unified once we've kicked everybody's ass? And if we can't kick everybody's ass, I'd rather die. Okay, cool.
Die.
I mean, it's a plan, but you're probably going to be dead. But he is at least smart enough to come up with a decent villain plan.
You needn't worry about us.
I also do like that Final Fantasy XIV does not try
We'll
to
forget
bullshit
we're
me.
even wearing them soon.
No, we're not going to put you in a magical collar. That won't do shit.
Even now, you still...
The twins are just like, nah,
Why
it's
go to
fine.
such lengths? What is it all for?
I need to... it's a pity I didn't bring my magical PowerPoint. I need to show these guys what the first is like. Y'all, I have seen some shit.
Guys, have you realized that Hashrafon might have had a profound impact on you?
He's kind of
You
important.
are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be.
Oh, man, my guy, you don't even know.
I mean, you kind of are a merciless barbarian.
Hey, I have
You just
0
go over-
levels
you-
in Warrior.
Listen, remember, you are the fucking hammer. You
It's
have
true.
you have a literal fucking think tank of brains, and when they're like, all right, we need something to thump it, that's when everyone just simultaneously looks to you.
Yeah. But the Warrior of Light is also, like, super multifaceted. I am, technically, a gentlewoman and a scholar. I am also not averse to hard labor. I just talking about when I signed in from the stream, I had last logged out as miner. I have been, literally in the mines recently, helping some very lovely people build a steamroller.
Actually, if I remember correctly, I think you technically are a gentlewoman because you are the ward of House Fortemps.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure there is a title I own that does say gentlewoman or something. That might just
Yeah.
be related to Manderville, though. Who knows? But, multidisciplinary trained, I have, a couple of magic jobs, several, martial jobs, healing. Like, I know things.
You will be their warden. Take them away.
Fearless, today,
Yes, sir.
when you got up this morning, did you realize that you'd be meeting the Warrior of Light and bringing destruction upon your camp?
Look how shiny I am. Not that, I mean, the Garleans would just, like, if you did the hey, are we the baddies speech to the Garleans, they would just be like, yeah, fuck you. But, like, it's what, I feel like I want to do the fucking Old Spice meme. Hey, Julius, look at yourself. Now look at me. Back to me, while I'm in my paladin class glam, which is all white and blue and so shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Then every time it switches to you're a different class.
I could also do, that would be great, actually, to do the fucking edit.
Alphano already talking shit.
Yeah. And Julius also has no... Julius, did you not study the classical Travertum in Scala? Perhaps the rhetoric block? It reminds me of some you know, tweets I saw. I think it was today, but it might have been yesterday. Somebody talked about how it's funny how disinterested in politics the Warrior of Light is, that they would rather let a 16-year-old speak for them. But it's so true. And I saw several people in the comments be like, yeah, but that 16-year-old has his PhD.
It's true.
He is very smart. Let's talk to some guys and gals.
Everyone loves a good Octavia. It's like one of my favorite names.
It's a very solid one.
Octavia. You never hear of like a Hextavia or anything like that.
Yeah, actually, I don't. Is the Octavia? I think Octavius is actually from the 8th, so I'm not actually sure. Also, it's funny, I didn't realize at first. Great hat, Madame Elizin. You are correct. I have stormed the Praetorium many times. And your comrades were indeed as water droplets off my back. But in my defense, you were trying to shoot me with big guns. They do tickle. Actually, has anybody calculated how much damage the like AoE cannon barrages do? How many of those can the Warrior of Light eat during the Praetorium? How many can you stand in and be okay?
I don't know. Depends on how your healer's going, I guess.
This guy's just very cold.
Well, I guess fucking...
Okay. So the merchants
the
are
Locked Tombstone has non-agenimus, but that is a mouthful.
yeah. I mean, there's a couple of... every name in the Locked Tomb is a number pun, so, like...
Sex pal.
Yeah. There's, you know, several 9s in the other 9th house members, and then, you know, throughout the rest.
Oh, Quintus would be... Isn't Quint 5?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What would be 6 then? Oh.
It is... yeah, unironically, it is sex.
Well, yeah, that's true. So I guess Sextus is a... Yeah.
Sextus is 6th. What is the...
Oh, Septimus is 7. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay, no, there are.
Septimus, because you and I are probably both thinking of the same thing. Codex Alera. I'm like, oh shit.
Yes, actually, that was the exact thing.
What was Tavi's dad's name? Sept. It was Sept is the one.
Yeah. So.
Unus, duus, tri, obviously. I joked about the Trivitum lately. And the Trivitum, by the way, is what they used to call like the. Talking about like classical actual Greek and Roman education. The Trivium was. I think it's what is it? Maths, rhetoric, and literature or language, something like that. Like the basics of school. You guys are so feisty. You call me murderer, but do not think about how many of my people you have exploded.
Yeah, fuck you, savages. You're savages.
Never mind that, y'all. I wanna. Ooh. There's a person to talk to, but also there's a sightseeing point at the end of this railway tunnel. We're gonna stand on some boxes. But to say nothing of the fact that, you know, coming at me for the Praetorium, that was to stop the fact that your boss dug up and re-enabled a weapon of mass destruction, which not even he could control, as evidenced by the fact that it was not his intention.
Well, that's what you get for listening to a bunch of fucking ominous-looking guys in black robes promising you unlimited power. Never do that.
Actually, I wonder I'd love to hear what the Garleans think of, like, Allag. Like, properly. Because, like, I feel like the Allegans have a lot of the same problems the Garleans do, and including possibly being a psyop. of like, hey, yes, unlimited power, we can do whatever we like, it's super cool. Oh no, we've exploded. Why are we exploding?
I don't know, maybe it was like the several inhuman, creations and, weapons of unlimited power you made, as a joke.
I mean, also, I think we should all understand why they're exploding. It's because they killed Bahamut, made zombie Bahamut, could not control zombie Bahamut, put him in a moon. That didn't solve the problem. That guy came back.
But he came back
Twice, actually. Coils is a fucking fever dream to me because we did it unsynced, but I was there.
Honestly, even synced, it's a fucking fever dream.
It does kind of, the plot-wise, it does kind of seem like it.
It's like we're just going deeper and deeper, and there's more monsters, and shit's weird. Fucking Alice and Alphinode's grandpa's here, but he's a phoenix, and we're gonna fight Bahamut again on top of another Bahamut. Nail's here, don't know how she got here, and she's a she now, she's not a he, what?
Also, doesn't she become a dragon girl in the middle of one of those fights, too?
Yeah. Well, no, she starts as a dragon girl.
Ah, yeah.
At 1.0 was not dragon girl.
Yeah. Don't worry, I can definitely indeed heal you. What do you need? Adloquodium? Benefic? I think I can... We're underground, but I was able to do... I canonically could have done Astro stuff in a different dimension, so...
Actually, would the stars be different in a reflection? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't actually know for sure. I mean, the locals wouldn't call them that. The primary problem in the first would be that, like, you can't fucking see the night sky.
That is the problem, yes. It's kind of hard to see heavenly bodies when you cannot see the heavens.
Man, I should, when I finish leveling Astro up to 80, I should, like, go back to the Ratika Greatwood and double check if there's anything funny going on there. I bet those guys would love to talk to an astrologian. Worshipping the night and all, and I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I know all about this shit.
Guy, did you know that in the night sky you could draw pictures? It's like connect the dots.
Oh, that's one of those things that's like so wild to think about. The guys on the first are gonna like rediscover or make up new asterisms. They're gonna be looking up at the sky for the first time in like 100 years, and somebody's gonna say, "Hey, that one kind of looks like a tree or a sword or a fish." I just want to say, Crystarium, you better find a Catboy in the stars. Don't worry if you have to force it a little. Asterisms are not exact.
Oh no, they're just gonna find one that kind of looks like a dude, like Orion, just call him, that's the Exarch. He watches over us always.
Well, he does actually kind of watch over you always. He turned into a statue.
But no, that's kind of shit they do. It's like how Orion is. Like, Orion's, oh god, it's like 1, 3... I think it's another 3, then it goes out to the left and right. It's like, 10-something stars just vaguely in the shape of a dude, but we look at that, it's like, someone saw that and went, yeah, great hunter, and he has a club, and he's beating up a lion. We're just like, okay?
Yeah. And then, it's always one of those fascinating things, like, do you think we figured out that there's a dog with Orion sooner or later? Like, do people go, that's the great hunter, and then somebody said, oh, there's a couple of stars there, you could make that look like a little doggo. And they're like, perfect. There's also the fact that we don't always know what the fuck, how stuff works, like, Sagittarius, right? We're not sure. Like, it's probably Chiron, the centaur, but it could be a different centaur. It's pointing at Scorpio, though. That's, like, normal.
I mean, it makes, if I remember the legends correctly, after, Perk actually accidentally gave him the Hydra potion, Chiron, forswore his, immortality and had him to die. And was it Zeus that put him in the stars? I don't remember. Did he go on his own? I don't fucking remember. Oh, I love mythology, but god, details are hard to remember.
Yeah, the most commonly accepted, like the version that's in Fate, for instance, is Chiron was immortal because he was part god, but Hydra blood sucks so bad he was like, Zeus literally killed me. And Zeus did the thing he usually does, which and lots of the other gods did, which is when shenanigans are occurring and you don't want people to just die, was like, okay, we'll put him in the heavens as a star.
You don't have a capital. You have ruins.
Yo, you have a big spooky tower. I mean, I do at least love that this isn't like a mythologized. They're straight up like, we have a plan. We call the 10th Legion. We just need to hold out.
Yeah, no, because like even though the Garlean Empire is pretty fucking big, and they do have units everywhere, it's just the homeland's kind of fucked right now, and they might be suffering from a crisis of leadership. Oh, this is fun.
You know, Garlier, non-military leadership would probably do you wonders for a little while.
Oh, they actually do have non-military leadership. They actually have a
Senate?
Yes.
Yeah, they had a
like,
senatorial period before the imperial period.
Yeah, no, they have like I said, they have noble houses, and they have senate. It's just one of those things like you really don't like in most of these stories when you're like fighting another nation, you really don't actually get into their their non-military matters because that usually doesn't serve any purpose to the story. You're here to beat up dudes. Who cares? Like
we kind of try. It's interesting that I think like I do wonder like how far in advance they start writing the next X-Pack. We were kind of going that way at the end of Stormblood. Stormblood was very political, and like the end of the Stormblood patches was like, we were introduced to Maxima and the Populares, a literal like populist faction in Garlemald, and we sent fucking Alphino out there to do a diplomacy, but there was intrigue and interception, and we were gonna sneak him in with the Shadow Hunter, definitely not Gaius Balzar, but then he caught a bad case of the rift coma, the soul not in body, and we had to pivot. I do kind of like wonder if maybe we didn't have some of those ideas, or when we had some of those ideas for Shadowbringers, if like, oh, that's gonna be really annoying to get. Just looking at this Aether Current on a rooftop somewhere. If like it was a plan to maybe have some more political walk around Garlemald opportunities, but that just didn't line up with stuff we decided to do. Because we do, I think Final Fantasy XIV does a fairly decent job of allowing you to both talk to your opponents and also beat them up. Like, and not just like, I think AAR leaned a little bit more towards the fight-only options. Gaius monologued at you a couple of times, but it was mostly, like, fighting. But, like, even as early as, like, Heaven's Word, you go out of your way to realize, hey, maybe this conflict doesn't have to be this way. What if we just hiked to Dravania and talked to some of those guys about what's up? What if we figured out what the fuck is going on here with these guys?
Well, someone has to break the fucking cycle.
It's true.
I think that was the point of Heaven's Word, is you could keep fighting, but if you did that, all you're gonna do is perpetuate it, and you're like, no, it must stop.
Emmett Selk likes public parks.
What was that? Emmett Selk was not just the fucking mass murdering monster? He liked parks.
Public Works also making a lot of sense for Garlemald. It's another thing about like the actual Roman Empire was like And to be fair, I don't actually think they're necessarily that, vilified these days in history, but the Romans were crazy about public works. Like, the way they did their work was, the legion would build the road as they walked. And they had a fucking system for that. They had a system for roads, they had a system for how fast you march on roads, they had a system for building forts at the end of the day when you had to camp and park on the road. Love logistics. Knew about water, aqueducts, Roman. If the Roman Empire understood oil, they probably would be like Garlemald. They would be like, okay, so we run on oil, we need fucking pipelines everywhere. Trucks full of oil.
Only they understood lead.
I mean, they understood lead, it's just they couldn't correlate heavy metal poisoning. There's a reason why the elemental symbol for lead is PB from plumbum, because the Romans were like, yo, this shit makes great pipes. What do you mean everybody has heavy metal poisoning? That's okay. We all have our own version of that with, it's not from plumbing, but apparently we couldn't keep lead out of fucking Lunchables.
And then we use it in paint?
Yeah, actually, I'm not really sure. I know that, like, having non-lead based paint is, like, just a thing we know of, because that was phased out, I think, for most of us, either before we were born or when we were very young. I don't actually know the exact date. But we knew about removing lead from paint and gasoline, but I don't actually know what lead does in paint. Does it help the coloration?
I think it has to do with its luster. I think.
Because I know that, like, there are certain classical colors, like, because I've looked a lot of this stuff up for other stuff, but, like, a lot of coloring, like, a lot of yellows, actually. If you've ever heard the phrase orpiment, that's an old fancy word for a yellow mineral. That's arsenic-based. So a lot of old-timey yellow paints are full of arsenic, super poisonous.
Okay, so according to Google, leaded paint dries faster, has better durability, and resists moisture.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, honestly,
if
makes
it wasn't
sense.
toxic, that'd be great.
Yeah. Cinnabar is a red color, or a material that has a red color. It's used for other stuff, but it's got mercury in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mercury mineral.
Listen, lead-based paint wouldn't be so deadly if it wasn't so tasty.
That's because the adhesive they used was flour-based.
Oh, why would you bind something with...
So during the Great Depression, when they had nothing else to eat, that was technically edible.
Yeah, because you used fucking flour as the binder. What is... I guess it's everywhere, but geez.
This just reminds me of a conversation I had with someone who said they didn't like AI technology because we don't understand it, and I was just like, bruh, human technology is built on not understanding it and only figuring out after everything's been fucked up. Literally.
It's built on the only people who understand it are the people who... Very few people will understand it, and we try and make things that people don't need to understand. That's how you make it useful.
I think the primary, like, from a consumer side, from a user side drawback to AI is that a lot of AI companies are currently promising that their tech can do literally anything, and it's very easy to get an AI to say it can do something, but the technology is currently not mature enough that we know for sure that the machine learning can actually do that thing.
I think it's doing more useful things in like the more private sectors, not the more public-facing ones. Like,
yeah,
it's doing a lot of work in the in my line of business. Like, it's good for like early warning systems.
I mean, that's great and all, but that's literally not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a guy saying that because we didn't understand something, we shouldn't use it. And I'm saying, and my response was, bruh, that is literally our entire history. Do you think we understood fire when we started using it to cook meat and warm ourselves?
Point.
I mean, fire is a pretty simple process. I suspect we probably learned fire hot before we learned fire cook. But it is hard to tell with human knowledge. But we have a long line of stuff. Now you're making me think of Radium Girls.
Oh God.
Hey, let's make glow-in-the-dark watches. This shit glows. We'll put it on everything. How do you keep the brush tip very fine to paint the dials? You lick it. I do actually like. I think there it, and that may have been like the more articulated version of the point that guy was going for. I do think there is something to be said for like, are we sure it does the thing that it says it does? Because a lot of times we have a cause and effect based where it's like, oh, this does the thing. That's great. And then 20 years later we realize, hey, the reason why it does this thing is because it gives you super cancer. And then we're like, oh shit, we shouldn't have done that. Cool. Well, it was neat while it lasted.
Not the super cancer.
The super crack.
Hang on. Let me just call him that 500 kg on Omega's nuts.
Damn. Sorry, these guys are like, oh, Alpha is thinking with portals. Yeah. Heated pool, that means there's a cerulean heater in there. But like, man. God, sorry. It's so funny to me that Garlemald actually does have this military bent. I understand, obviously, like, war is the necessity of a lot of invention, but like, if these guys actually wanted to like trade this technology, they could have become an economic superpower like yesterday.
Well, like I said, if they didn't have a hate boner and didn't have, ancient beings egging them on in the background, they probably would have.
It's kind of like how I feel like America's cultural dominance pivoted. Though historically, America has been much more isolationist. Oh yeah, that's right. They call casters signifiers. I say this because that's one of the like trophy crystal, or maybe it's wolf marks. I think that might be. It's a PvP set.
Yeah.
They have a whole set of Republican gear if you want to know what pre-Imperial Garlemald looked like. It's very Roman. I think I have the full set of gear for Summoner. It involves a very tiny toga.
Drinking pot.
Julius will believe me. He doesn't know shit.
I do love that you can just say the stupidest shit sometimes.
Tales
gotta
about the
lighten
Warriors
my
of
own-
Light probably so exaggerated at this point. Nobody knows what to believe.
Just wait till the Warrior of Light becomes a primal.
Well, kind of already did happen.
Yeah, but that was on the first.
It's true. I mean, I don't know how this X Pack's gonna end, but that would probably be a pretty cool conclusion to an X Pack. Is just all of your friends through the power of friendship believe in you and primalize yourself, so you can become Super Warrior of Light. It's just like supersonic.
So you become Swole.
Yeah. Fly into space. Not that we're not technically probably going into space in Endwalker.
I was about to
because of the
say,
moon,
man, it's
but
like, bruh.
I know about the moon, but I mean, like, I'm talking like Final Fantasy 16 flying into space.
Bruh.
God, 16's so cool.
Just look at that bleak ass shot as you're like dying.
It's so cold. But also, it's
Have a
not,
debuff. Chill to the bone.
it's not really that cold. Look at my natural health regen.
Just because you ain't dying doesn't mean it ain't cold.
Oh no, I'm sure it sucks, as does every debuff we eat. Frostbite, windburn, bleeding. The Warrior of Light has been exposed to all manner of things. Reminds me, I was talking with somebody else. They were like, somebody was trying to remember why Xenos had the golf bag and talking about like what the purpose was, and they were like, yeah, I don't really remember. He had to think about swords. Why was he collecting swords? It's because he broke one over your noggin in Ralger's Reach, and he had to find a sword that will not be defeated by your impenetrable dome. Because you've put up a lot of abuse. They do a lot of real weird, fucked up shit to you in duties and trials. Oh, so you're a little nerd boy. You and Alphino will get along well. I shouldn't make any jokes about casting. I just talked about how this character is accomplished at several fields of magic. I'm also playing one of the primary spellcasty tank classes. Though I don't know if anywhere in the Paladin line does it actually explain how or why we do magic. It just kind of happens.
It's probably just a different application of ether than, you know.
Yeah. I would assume based on like the way it fits into your line, it's like, you know, using your tools like the sword and shield as the focus, as opposed to like a staff or a wand.
Yeah, it could just be like doing just, you know, just non-elemental non-elemental stuff. Because paladin abilities do use MP, so that does imply kind of.
Yeah, they are definitely magically based. I just, like I said, I'm not sure where the. It's funny, you know. We've talked before about how the paladin storyline is kind of, you know, lusus goosus. But that's actually a detail I wouldn't mind knowing, like, because paladins can straight up cast a healing magic. I'm not sure where they picked it up though, because the school of magic that's based in Ul'dah is the thaumaturges. So, you know, become black mage.
Black mage, get big head.
But it is also apparently a pretty simple application of arcane magic to do a heal, hence why arcanists learn physic. Yeah, the devastation of war sucks, Julius.
And this is what you've been doing to a bunch of other people. How does that make you feel?
That's the part I hadn't said yet. The punchline is, hey, look at my toaster real quick. Just show him some pictures of some places.
Like Alamigo, fucking.
Yeah.
I would also ask him like how he views us half Garleans. Like, let me tell you about my good friend Arenvald.
He's all like, yeah, he's getting on fabulous with this another girl named Fordola. You know, another citizen in your system. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, let's talk about how Fordola's not a great person, but we can strongly argue that she was basically morally incentivized to do a war crime, because otherwise your people would kill her, and they still didn't like her that much.
She is what I like to call a victim of her circumstances.
Yeah.
You know what that guy you put in charge of what did? Valence? He even did that to regular Garleans.
Oh man, God. And Julius said his father was a scientist. I think I would give him night terrors if I described the weapon project to him. That shit was gooey. Gross. It would probably blow Julius's mind more, because he didn't recognize me as the Warrior of Light, if I talked about, you know, fighting an extraterrestrial war machine with the help of Sid and Nero. Yeah, I traveled into an interdimensional space to fight a weird giant robot from beyond the stars. Hey, Nero Tolskeva can't make a cup of tea. He's terrible at it. Okay, all right. He's handing us some bombs to go scrap.
Blow shit up.
Wrong way. It's this way. Here we go.
Oh.
It's empty.
I really would like to see this fucking city before I got fucking wrecked, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a great job of talking it up, how impressive it once was. Okay, so these two have no fuel gauges left. Let me check and see if there's one that does have a functioning fuel gauge that says it's got anything. But no, this is pretty impressive. I mean, we talked about it before when we've seen some of the distance shot, but the Garleans are obviously, like, very well advanced. This is a fucking steel frame.
Oh yeah, no, they got like steel and concrete.
Yeah,
like they were able to use surrounding, and so they could have like electricity.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the dirt and snow, but this is a fucking paved road. This is asphalt with a sidewalk and a street light.
No, this is why I keep hoping like at some point there will be like a Garlean restoration project, even if we don't rebuild the whole area. You know, rebuild something.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Yeah. Oops.
Because we did that in Ishgar with the Ishgar restoration, and we built the firmament.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even if it was more like say the Doman Enclave, where it's kind of a like personalized instance rather than a server-wide effort. But they've definitely kept to that mechanic, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again. It does seem like we do have something similar in mind with Cosmic Explorations, but that one is obviously going on a very different scope end. What if we do like that one weird Superman plot? What if we just put all the Garleans in space? Here, have a tank.
I'm gonna. Oh God.
Great cinema there.
It's cold.
Yeah, going back to the earlier civic leaders thing, like we tried to touch on that a little, but it's definitely something.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Oh shit. It's Thancred. That is Thancred.
Don't react. You'll only draw
Yeah,
attention.
no, I think this is the other way. Why
carry on
one
as you
reason why
are,
Alpha
listen.
No and Alex say are like not bothered because they know Thancred's all like.
I mean, I one, we did the stealth segment as him last time, so that was, you know, within the past few hours of just raw game time. But like I said, I will not let Thancred live down the time he stealthed so hard he like turned off his heart.
After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of our scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place.
I mean, they're really more like Magitech brooches, but sure.
Now,
They might be more like
quietly as you
collars
can.
if they weren't wearing
Tell me
fucking
everything.
turtlenecks. I don't know. Doodle doodle.
The Legatus himself, eh? Out there. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had
Anchored
not
out.
gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this
And
will
then
have to
you'll all
suffice.
die.
We should return to the station.
Oh, excuse me.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
Alice just tilts her head like talking mad shit for somebody at shin-kicking distance.
It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
Like the very subtle change in LSA's eyes when he says that.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good cinematography.
The time for action.
And it's only gonna get better.
What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cult? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Euless spoke?
No, they're gonna sit and squalor and sit around a fucking fire and blame
Finished
everyone
your
else for their
war,
fucking
Council?
problems. That's what they're gonna do. Julius is having thoughts?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released
Ah,
once
you're
your
going for this
comrades
trick.
have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
Is this Quintus's idea?
Yes, this is Quintus's idea.
I gotta tell him it's a terrible idea. Ask him how this one went for Gaius von Belsar.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited
Listen, I'll say
supplies.
often, no, just take a few
They
shots.
may
Just
stay
take a
off
few,
court
I
and
will solve this
starvation
fucking
for a short
problem.
while, but
They
what
can't push the
then?
button if they're all dead.
Pretty sure all of these guys are inside circle of scoring range. If I do my AoE damage reduction, does that apply to shocks too? Bro, if you push that button, you're not gonna keep that hand. You are way too close to range for me to obliterate all your bones. I have a gap closer at this level.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before
Yeah,
all
Thanker
else.
told me to play nice.
Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Now remember, later on, thank Grid for having your hand still.
Get them out of here.
Julius ain't a bad egg. He just comes from a bad place.
He's clearly been pushed to his limits. Also, actually, I don't know if I
Wouldn't
heard
any,
you.
I'm gonna be real. Like I'm talking a lot of shit about them, but given the circumstances, I really can't blame them.
No, a lot of the, like, we are literally in Garlemald's darkest hour. Their capital is in ruins. Their emperor is double dead. Their attempts to solve it the Garlean way have not worked because there's an evil demon tower. And so, like, they have no idea what they're doing. There's no, like, logistical support for this. I'm gonna assume whatever they had going on with their... Actually, I don't know. Was there a dialogue box in an earlier exposition about Varys Palpatining away the Senate or anything? I can't remember. But if they had any Senate oversight or, like, civilian government left, those guys probably got gooped by the tower because they did not have magical radios.
This will come up later, but some of their Senate and other, like, leaders did survive, but they're not in the forefront at this point.
Yeah,
They
so
would have some form of power and influence if that mattered.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I've seen the name of this quest. I'm gonna cross somebody's river. Also,
I mean, what does that mean?
Alia Iacta Est, the die is cast.
Ah.
Caesar allegedly said it as he crossed the Rubicon back into Rome, which was something the Roman Senate told him not to do on pain of death because he was too cool. And he was like, nope, going back.
But he came back.
Came
This
back
is
to
why we
Twitter.
said that? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this plan's getting dumber all the time.
You'll see, but you'll see.
Well, I was worrying that, like, his plan was to waste the fuel on having these guys cargo transport the supply. Now it sounds like I'm activating them as sleeper cells and they're gonna fucking suicide bomb me.
You will see.
So you will.
Is Quintus in his cart? It's too bad I don't have an emote for the fucking point to eyes gesture.
You do have emote. I don't know if you have the emote to fucking, like, what is it, like, doubt? Yeah, this is like my doubt. Just like, you naughty.
I question him. for a guy who says he'll never take to the battlefield again. You're gonna have a fun time when I come back in here and I break your knees. Whoa, it's a full hunt train rolling through.
Yep. Must be an A rank one.
Yeah. I cannot fly in this zone, so I couldn't keep up, even if I wanted to.
Yeah, I had a notification pop about it earlier.
But here it is, chat. This is what it looks like when the hunt train's rolling through.
It's like a parade.
Yeah. I'm seeing some real shit in there. You got some phoenixes.
Yes, welcome to Farmalald.
Super near the vault. Yeah, no, I'm like, Quintus is gonna tell these guys to blow themselves up if we won't give them the supplies. God, Quintus, you suck. It must have been intentional to give you a design like that guy. I think it's Judge Bergen in 12. Like I said, he's got a similar super high ruff. I'm just gonna cut corners through the ruins. Sorry, Loth has a great post in the stream chat. Rage, cope, and seethe Lamald.
Oh shit, there's someone in this hunt train just named Shinra Middle Manager.
Nice!
Oh, that's
Based.
great. That is based.
The ultimate party animal.
The Oopa.
This is my home.
When we do get the eventual FF7 remake collab, let's hope for a ultimate party animal title.
That'd be pretty good.
At least it was.
Fucking
until
Dio
that night.
comes, like Dio comes up and is
I
fucking
was with
Godbird's
Lord
friend.
Princess when the capital fell, and thus
I mean,
spared.
he would be. That's
My
one of those
family,
moves where you like
who
do
did
the
not
fucking
own a
corporate ask me to find the
radio,
difference between these
were
two
less
pictures.
fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents.
Oh, you have a sob story?
Little
Let me
brother
tell you
and
about all
sister.
these sob stories that I
was
know
still
from shit
inside.
your people have done. Yes, I know you're going through a hard time, but I am that fucking petty of a person.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't actually like figured out. Like, I'm not one of those people who goes deep in the tank with like OCifying their warrior of light, but I am currently a Vieira. The only places I know where Vieira are from around here are like Dalmasca, which is was under Garlean occupation. So
I think there are other provinces that might
They
have
weren't
them.
themselves.
Like
and
the, I think the
they tried to.
the Vieira from the Gunbreaker quest isn't from Dalmasca, but from like a neighboring province.
I think she is actually from Dalmasca.
I
She
don't
may even have said she's from
remember.
Rabanaster.
Okay, but there is possibility. That area is still covered by
I
clouds.
promised to
Yeah,
take
no,
them
we don't
away
have
from
any-
the capital that very morning.
The
to somewhere
developers
safe
fear the
to
power
hide
if,
until the
if they
fighting stopped.
did fully accessible Dalmasca maps. Royal City of Rabanaster too strong.
Honestly, I feel like it's one of those things, like, I don't know if they feel like they can get away with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see it, but it is the kind of thing that would probably be a little weird to some people. I've already, like, mentally noted some of the things they did kind of interestingly with the slightly different canon of the you know, Eorzean or Hydaelinian version of Ivalice.
Oh, yeah.
But I would love to for them to add the Necrohall of Nabudis so I could we could give real terror to the players of Final Fantasy XIV. Y'all want invisible goblins? Invisible goblins that walk over traps that kill you? What about ghosts that cast instant death and teleport out of corners? Unfortunately, we've already got dungeons where you can, or trials anywhere where you can just
Guardian
fight
flag. There's a chain.
chaos. So you need to
bonds
find another
between
weird guy
our
to seal up
countrymen.
inside. God. The
The
optional
red link
dungeons
at its
in 12
center.
are such.
The blood
No, it doesn't.
of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald.
Yes, it's a chain binding you to your stupid ideals.
You've drawn the chain link art very weird.
I mean,
also I feel like this is the part where I would tell Euless, oh hey, you know, that's a very interesting philosophy you've got. I'd love to remind you that my personal philosophy, coined by Alphado, by the way, is, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. It's kind of our deal,
did
man.
Emmett design this, or did one of his councilmen?
But
Probably
if
one of his
he
councilmen.
too fell, who would be left to remember
I mean,
them
I'd
and their
love to imagine
sacrifice?
Emmett Selk as
What
the kind of
enduring
micromanager
proof
who would do
there
it.
be that they were ever here?
I guess that's a good question. Is this a sigil only of the Imperial period?
I don't know.
Oh, boy, you're going to give me some
If we had
flashbacks.
turned to your gods, would they have saved us?
Don't know, man. I haven't ever met any of the gods.
Sorry, forget I spoke.
I am on my character sheet. It says I am favored by Halane the Fury. I guess I did win that one trial by combat.
I would also
go.
counter this, a lot of people actually have turned to Garlemald for better lives. This is what happened to them.
My response would have been, no, but if you turn to your fellow man, maybe things would have been better.
I mean, yeah, no, I guess my more eloquent response would be, I'm not asking you to believe in my gods, I'm asking you to believe in me. If you can't believe in the warrior of light, the champion of Eorzea, what can you believe in? I fought a weird memory ghost version of Emperor Varys, okay? That would be crazy, explaining to him the lead up to the start of Bosja. Yeah, so I went inside Sid's brain, and I fought a memory Bahamut and a memory Varys, but that wasn't real because it was also just Sid's dad. The old percussive maintenance. Oh no, it's Alice just
kicking the door.
It's no use.
They put me in the freezer. No one puts Alice in the freezer.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Alice is like, if I have to spend like 5 more minutes in this place, I'm using my fucking... Well, actually, no, it doesn't look like she has her weapon anymore. Oh,
No,
they have disarmed them.
Yeah, they took away their stuff. That is, if I'm remembering my lore correctly, actually pretty bad for red magic. You kind of need the items as an etheric accelerator. That's how you avoid doing the terrible things that can happen if you misuse white and or black magic.
Alice being a little more dairy today, cause it's fucking cold.
Everybody's a
Painfully
stone cold
so.
motherfucker until it's fucking
Unbearably.
cold out.
It's true.
Even literally the
I've been
Guardians. The
thinking
Guardians are
about
like,
what
we're
Quintus
great,
said.
we're the best, we can do
About
anything.
why no one would
Oh
accept
shit, dude, it's
Garlean
cold,
more.
man.
Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains.
Yeah,
Varys at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a
That is
single
true.
standard would
But
we
at
rid
what point is
ourselves of the Assyrians.
coexistence not an option?
it's also interesting because the response is that the ones who make coexistence not an option are the Garleans.
Yes.
United.
And this
as
is their
one
flaw.
people, one race cleansed of imperfections.
Lost, like we have the necrohole that's caused Bosja. Loth, I know you love Bosja. Unless there's some parts that I haven't seen that are even more fucked up, dicking around in the trenches of Bosja is not nearly as much of a terror moment as accidentally wandering into the Nebreus Deadlands or the Necrohall of Nabudis.
Oh no, Omega, I'm gonna be real. You have barely
An
seen any of
unforgiving
Bosja.
vision.
We still got fucking
And when
we still got
fail to live up to their
Delabrum, we still
standards,
got Castrum, and we
place
still
is there for
got
us in
the
their world?
Dalradia to do.
It's true, there is some
Those-
more penetration to be had, but like,
But
I don't
the
know.
truly
It's
sad,
just...
truly
guess I don't-
frustrating thing
Well,
is how damnably similar
also,
it
I
all
gotta
is to
say,
the lofty
Bosja
ideals
probably
of
was a
Father
little-
and the Forum.
a little differently spiced when 80 was the cap that it pushes you up to. I don't know if there's like hazards that would necessarily go like above the usual now that the level cap is 90, soon to be 100. You are still capped, obviously, but it's I assume the math is
Always Non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hell
Elsie's
with the
having a
rest of you.
philosophical debate with herself.
And yet, I can see how it happened. Varys and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be. We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
You like boxes.
They really do like
Is that what you think?
But people like putting things in boxes and saying, fuck
In
this
my
box in
misbegotten
particular.
youth,
My box is the
but what I
coolest.
believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, to see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world,
Kind of talking about
well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
Heaven's Word and Shadowbringer really gave Alpha no perspective on shit.
Yeah. Look at these faces, Eulis.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions.
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the
Don't
prisoners.
you fucking lie to me.
Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for.
Alice, say, don't you lie to me with that face.
Wish he'd
You love
realize it
violence.
too. Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand, to refuse to suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the
They're also doing a very
battlefield or
fun
in the
thing here
debating
with the
chamber, I won't
composition
back
of this
down.
shot, where
I
the
guess
twins are on the
what
side
I'm
where their
saying
earrings
is-
are in as opposed to out, because they're on opposite ears.
Mhm.
It's a cute little mirroring.
You've found your
I
own
think it's to
reason to
signify
fight.
maybe they're a little bit closer.
Yeah, they did shit talk a little when we did
Yes.
the remembrance services,
Yes,
but that
I
was
have.
also like a lot of those speeches were very boilerplate. I kind of feel like the members of the Warriors and Alliance when we were in the early parts of AAR were kind of like just cruising. They were just kind of stuck in their ways.
I mean, they were.
God's willing, there will come a day when we can
Kind of in a
finally
neutral
lay down
period.
our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all.
Don't worry, Alice. I have good news. In a matter of months, you will be able to walk through a tropical market and eat a weird fruit.
And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll...
I think we're shaving
I
off
pray I am up to the task.
Alice's lines again. We're being very dramatic, which is good. Pump those
There'll
arms. Stay
always
warm.
be naysayers. Those who think us
squats.
fools for even trying.
Just be mind your
It's
knees.
easy for
Like, if
learned
I try and do
elites
more
to
squats, my knees are
criticize
killing
earnest
me.
efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
Just punch him right in the ear.
Thank you, Alizé.
Bonk. Surprise!
It's your boy.
Uh-oh. Euless, you're about to have a bad day.
The scouts have secured Alizé and Alphino. Their collars were removed without complication as well. They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
Just hit him with the back of Nidhogg.
It would appear the situation has changed. I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
No. In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
Ambush!
A single man-tech armor. Oh, no, it's
There's two.
More coming!
Oh, there's some more. God, Quintus, you wasted all your fuel for this.
We, the loyal soldiers of the First Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return! Stop, both of you!
Thank you, Magic Man.
Ah, magic!
This child may be the worst emissary I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Imagine this guy being the guy that owns you.
Listen, he's super magical.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand
Also,
Company of
we had an
Eorzea.
action shot there, so the text just flew, but I just wanted to say, Euless, you have no idea trying to pick a fight with Lucia. I have seen this woman fight dragons. Have you ever seen a dragon, Euless?
Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience.
Is this where we find out the 10th
They
isn't coming?
explained that their efforts to
Yeah, no.
coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure.
Listen, other commanders aren't there are not super idiots.
Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted.
Gee, no shit.
That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Yeah, no,
Lies. Every
some of
word.
the 10th was like, we're like, we need help.
Yeah, they tried to go it alone, but then when they called literally every other legion, those guys were like, huh? I believe it's the 12th is posted up in
It is the truth, and I
Bosnia.
have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus.
Yeah, 'cause that's where Gabrantz is leading.
Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
At least he stays in touch.
Inform her. that we will honor the 10th's decision.
Well, at least you're not a complete doofus. But you could have...
Bereft of hope, and now dignity.
You could have saved the money you spent on the bullets you tried to shoot me.
I release you from your duty. All of you. I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united, of peace and prosperity. We are ghosts, you and I, memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
People at home, I'm gonna guess content warning.
Not the game, unfortunately.
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
Don't know about that one, Chief.
He's just an old man who couldn't live in this new world.
Well, does probably suck less than freezing to death. Fuck. I am here.
Yep, just getting teleported around.
Great, I'm gonna have to hike all the way back up there and touch that crystal.
I'll give you a lift if need be.
Wait, is it up and running at this point? I always forget.
I think just naturally for the story, I'm gonna have to walk back there.
Oh, you're right.
Because the crystal was not turned on, so I cannot just shortcut there. Yeah, Lucy's literally telling me to skedaddle my way up there. Check, it's gonna be, yeah. That's Alice at the bridge of the tertium. Wait, actually, hold on. I don't want to walk around. Where even is that? Ah! Okay, that's not that far. Now that I don't have to follow the road, it's not that far.
Okie doke.
Spin the mount roulette and see what happens. Do not look at me, bear. Really? Can you slip in this?
Yeah.
It's just a dog. It's a dog wolf. Come on, game.
Dog. Yeah, why not?
unfortunately, I bet they're dead. The Garlean Namatrix. I think there's some guys up here.
Actually, there's a. Can you access the Chocobo Keep here? It just sound like a Chocobo.
Yeah, he left you with this mess. Yes. Be smart. Unnamed First Legion guy. I've noticed that I think out of all of our winter mode scions, I think Graha has the lowest neckline.
Probably, yeah.
The costume team knows what's up.
They want to give you cap, that Catboy neck.
I know some of it's just for like the ammo camera angles, but I didn't mention it earlier, but just like, think about this. This is the way into their train station. Look how fucking big this is. Imagine like to what scale for like how many people will be moving through here they had to build
Well,
this
also,
out.
well, considering the wine thing, and it's because it's ramps. I believe this is probably also for moving like small vehicles and cargo.
Yeah, I could see that. You could definitely fit some of their vehicles down here as well. But I'm just imagining like the bulk of people moving through here once upon a time. Yes, I can touch the rock.
Right, we didn't give them enough fuel.
Smart man. Honestly, the fact that some of these people are so cooperative is almost sadder. Like, if Quintus wasn't such a stubborn old goat, we could have gotten this rolling without all this fuss.
Well, that's the thing about like this sort of structure. A lot of soldiers and whatnot, they're just kind of regular people working for a paycheck, and while they're a bit patriotic, they're usually not fucking die hard. These problems usually arise when leaders become die hard, stubborn assholes.
One of the nicer events to learn about in world history was like that one day of peace in World War I, where like all the leaders were yelling at their soldiers to get back in pits. They're like, man, it's Christmas, can we just talk?
Yeah, no, even during some conflicts in our Civil War, at night there would be at points where soldiers would just go to the line just to chat with like friends and family on the other side and just return before the night went over. War is rarely a product of common people. It is usually a product of leaders.
Yep.
Man, I don't know, Euless. I'm gonna go fight monsters. Alright. Survey 4 locations. Punch all enemies who come out. Come, wind horse. Maybe enemies will not come out of each red spot on the map.
Horse. This derailed train.
Yeah. Literally called the runaway train. I do kind of wonder what happened to it, because it looks like it's got an engine at both ends, so I wonder if it was like being moved.
Well, considering these trains this is only like a single track, it was probably just the train serving this line. It would just go forward and back as needed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a switch yard.
Yeah.
Probably underground somewhere.
Lost track of Omega. I was Myron train. Bonk.
Okay, there we go. He stopped. Go the wrong way. Inventory.
All the longest.
Ooh, it counted. Kind of interesting. There's no like special animation for that, but okay. I like how I stand here and I say, I see no threats on the path ahead. I turn to the path ahead. Guys.
Clearly, they're no threat.
Alright, okay. Well, let's see if I can just stroll on through.
Giving them bonk.
The clunk. Hope you're not cold, buddy. Pretty sure I've seen a mob with this similar model here, so hopefully he's fine.
Just gotta keep moving.
Officially slap across the way.
That is Thancred.
That is Thancred. Also, hold on. Yes. Truly in his dad era. His neckline, super tall. Sprint the rest of the way.
Dash.
Sprint is mitigation. So yes, I do observe the Chocobo Keep here. Very true, Lucia. I think, based on the fact that I have the psychic power to perceive that cutscene, I am pretty sure that he was just super depressed and tired and was like, man, I can't hack it in this new world. Are we getting Euless a hot cuppa?
Yep.
He needs it.
You know, the moment when they realize, oh my god, they're not actually here to kill us all. mom refuses to rest.
Yeah. She's been putting a lot of guys on blast. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, because I haven't seen you all stream, Y'shtola. What's the status of your neckline? Pretty normal. You've got a slightly disappointed look on your face.
She always has a slightly disappointed look on her face.
Yeah, we'll settle down for a restful supper. We're what, only 2 hours in? We're cooking. Moon! I wish there was. I should have looked around for some different paladin combos if there was a slightly more warm-looking set of armor to wear. Maybe something quilted.
Ah, magic!
Is that all of them?
The last of those who agreed to join us, yes.
We left heaters and provisions for those who wish to stay behind. They won't last forever, but hopefully they'll last long enough.
For now, I think everyone's earned a rest. We'll see to those in need of medical attention, so take the others with you and get yourselves some hot soup.
Soup. He didn't even strum that harp that time.
Warmth. At last.
Marvelous, isn't it? All thanks to the resourceful machinists of Ishgard, I might add. On their behalf, I bid you warm yourself to your heart's content.
Hold on. Your people might have scribbled a few things on a piece of parchment, but it was our Leminson Smiths that put the bloody things together.
Well, be that as it may, we single-handedly got the interior heating up and running again, didn't we?
The hells you did! We were there every step of the way.
We? You barely raised a finger to help, you ale-sodden reprobate.
I did a damn sight more than you, you lily-livered bilge rat.
Madeline!
Take that back!
Be cool.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
Here.
Also, what's a reprobate?
Hey, Julius, have you realized that we're,
At ease, man. There's nothing funny in it.
just as dumb and unhelpable as you? We're all people.
I'm from Alamigo, but was a conscript until recently. Used to eat this with the officers.
Apparently, it's adapted from a steppe recipe. This is my first time trying it. And I have to say, it's not half bad.
It's a bit too flavorful for my liking.
Perhaps compared to what you're used to.
What do they just put tree bark in water and boil it in the 12s
They
wood?
might.
That is actually I joke. That is actually how you make some medicines. There are, properties in certain kinds of tree bark.
Oh, yeah.
There are also some flavors in there. But it's very funny to think of Gridanians as like,
It's the little
it's too
things that make
flavorful
life
for me.
worth
I'm too
living,
used
don't
to
you
eating boiled grass and dirt.
I did actually really enjoy this scene as it just shows the kind of chaos of having a bunch of people, but
Euless just has to have that moment where he's like, holy shit, the milk of human kindness. Swell the chords. I'm standing back here, I'm gonna spike the camera.
no matter how different people may be, you can
I
always
know
work
this
to
is
find
not a
common
dream,
cause.
and yet
I mean, we talked before about like how everybody gets a little, everybody's a tough guy until they get cold. Like it goes in reverse. Everybody thinks there's a hard ass, and then somebody hands you a cup of soup when you're cold, and you're just like, damn.
I felt the same way at the Dragon Song War's end.
I don't know why, but
Every
I've seen
morning I
Maxima
would
in the
step
Resistant
outside
gear
and
always
need
just
to be
kind of throws me
reminded that
off.
It wasn't my
I
imagination.
don't know why.
It's kind of weird.
my
It doesn't
world had
seem
been
quite
forever
right.
changed.
Like, Lucia's perfectly at home in her Temple Knight armor.
Yeah.
But it's not how Maxima was geared when we first met him, and it is
Just as
kind
I had
of
grown
odd.
accustomed to the idea. Again, you change my world in ways I never thought possible.
Hey, I'm the same as you. I put on my glam one item at a time.
Were it not for you and your fellow scions, the rift between man and dragon and myriad tribes might never have been bridged. The Grand Company of Eorzea, the Ilsabard contingent. We owe it all to you.
That's why I get an island home after this is over.
We've shed many tears in recent days, of pain and sorrow, triumph and joy. I much prefer the latter.
I will not be a Debbie Downer.
I'm honored to fight by your side. As an Eorzean and Garlean both, I shall do all in my power to bring my peoples together.
It is a remarkable achievement. Everything that I and the Populares had hoped for, and more.
Would that it had come sooner.
Unfortunately, it appears to have
Indeed.
required a literal
Too many are
act
not
of
here to
God
see it.
as I stare at the ominous fucking
yet,
tower in the background for that one to
There is
happen.
a warmth in my breast. As if they still
Well,
share in this
better late
moment.
than never.
It's true.
Yes, I know what you mean.
I know, because, I listen to you. I know that some people seem a little kind of nettled about this storytelling direction for Garlemald. Like, there are some people, I think, who are maybe a little more sold on the classic narrative that someday we would, like, the story was going to end with us assaulting the Imperial Palace as, like, a 4-man. Or maybe, fighting Varys as an 8-man. And this is not the triumphant, victorious moment you would expect, but this is much better from like a thematic standpoint. Even the big bad Garleans aren't above needing help, and
On a night like tonight,
Well, I think that's
the
like the
wind and
point. Like,
cold
if we
seem
had
to
done the
pass me
aforementioned
by.
Storm of the Imperial Palace, I don't think that actually would have solved anything.
No, the Garleans would still be mad. A group of them would flee to somewhere in the provinces. They'd get a new guy, and that guy would just be like, "Look at the barbarians! They stormed our home and killed our emperor, just as all of our narratives said they would. We must rise again and retake our homeland, and then retake our other homeland."
I think also if we did the whole storming the empire, the imperial palace thing, it's like, all right, this was like ARR Gaius' ideals that we worked hard to prove wrong on.
My mood flower. Ooh.
Oh, we did plenty of things to try and stop Garlemald. It was just not fucking effective, as they have the power of ceruleum and fucking Magitech on their side.
I mean, radio, ominous radio. It's shooting them waves.
Way to go, warding scales.
Thank you for inviting me today.
What? Emperor Varus?
He's being gooped. Quick, sit on him.
Just want to come in and give him the flying drop kick.
The talismans! Quickly!
The radio was a psyop.
Save me, brave hero! My lord has requested your presence, and I would hate to disappoint
Okay, so we
him.
are getting to this point today.
What? I was fucking kidnapped.
I am sorry, Omega. You're probably not going to have a good time.
The experiment was a success, but I fear our time is short. I shall begin the preparations.
Did he like bonk me on the head
Now,
when I got teleported?
It is time for you to awaken.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Food!
Really?
You having a dinner date with your best friend?
Here, have a taste before it gets cold.
Butler
but be
Pandanio
sure to
freaks me
remove
out.
your helmet. Take a moment, too, to familiarize yourself with that borrowed flesh.
Oh, why'd you have to make it weird, Amon?
It's not make it weird. It is weird.
So, how does it feel? I, for one, find those first moments within a new body to be most refreshing. We had a Magitech engineer by the name of Aulus to thank for this method of soul extraction and implantation. I believe the two of you met briefly in Alamigo. His was a rather sticky end, wasn't it? Thankfully, he was thoughtful enough to leave behind his mind-jack technology. I took the liberty of making some improvements and selecting you as my esteemed test subject. Come now. To us Asians, it is no different from trying on new clothes. Why not make the most of it
I'm glad
by
you picked that
partaking in this fine cuisine?
I mean, it is kind of a pain in the ass.
I must say,
I got
I've
a lot
gone
more
to
expect
great
to go,
lengths
so
to
I know that,
reunite
like,
you with my lord.
we're not in any permanent peril. It's just Van Daniel's gonna be annoying to me for the next few minutes.
Oh, it's gonna be more than
When I discovered that his friend was in this neck of the woods, I suggested inviting you over for dinner. He never deigned to respond, but I took his silence as a resounding yes.
What's up, buddy? Got something weird in your tower?
Oh my! Daddy is pleased his grumpy little boy has finally found his playmate.
You guys have done something weird with Varys.
Ah, exposition is in order.
It's very painful, Fandango.
I love it.
The Guardian
Exposition.
Empire has long outlawed all forms of religion. No gods to worship, no risk of summoning. Brilliantly simple.
Yeah, I was worried about this last week.
But people being people must turn to something or someone in their hour of need. Who then? Why, His Radiance the Emperor, of course.
They put all their faith in Varys.
As you have observed firsthand, Garlemald has seen better days. The legendary Solus Osgalvus, dead. Provinces near and far in open rebellion. Our bold new emperor assassinated. And that last one even sparked a civil war. What rotten luck.
Didn't the first thing cause a civil war too?
The people cried out for
Didn't you
salvation.
cause that last thing also?
Their earnest pleas, one might even call them prayers, a supplication united for the Empire to reclaim her former glory. And so their will did manifest, channeled through the corpse of none other than Emperor Varys himself. And lo, the Savior was born, the embodiment of the Garlean spirit, their anima.
Well, I see now we decided to name check the 10th Legion earlier.
Yarp. It's your boy Anima.
Yeah, so I was right to be worried last week when I was like,
calls
oh no,
to its
you guys haven't
subjects,
started
compelling them
uplifting
to take
Varys
up
as some
arms
kind of
and
weird
fight.
primal, right? Yes. And he's even spikier than normal.
You know,
Just
spiky
as
tower,
the
spiky
wealth
man.
And power gravitate towards the
2 + 2
Empire's
equals
capital,
fish.
so too does ether from every corner of the globe.
Yeah, I know about your 5G towers.
The towers with which you and your allies have been so preoccupied were created as an extension of Anima itself. An ingenious design.
It's not that ingenious, Fandango. When I punch Anima, I will punch your towers.
Would you not agree, my lord?
Please don't say anything. Nice.
Does the pursuit of prey you have bested before excite you?
I mean, you know.
Of course not. Absent the challenge, the thrill, your prize is a hollow victory. Butchery.
I don't know, Zeno. Sometimes I like time to improve when I'm going back and doing previous duties and trials.
Yeah, but that's the thrill.
Perhaps you think that to be the extent of my promise. I have no doubt fallen in your estimation since Alamigo.
I don't know. I haven't actually gotten a roulette with doing, like, Shinryu again or anything, so I don't know. That was pretty freaky.
Fair enough. But do not let your disdain deprive us, of an opportunity to craft an even more majestic moment of euphoria. I have been honing my craft as I set the stage for our reunion.
That wine was very
Wheresoever
bright
there
red.
is suffering and despair, you appear to fulfill your duty as defender of this star. The chaos and destruction that my hordes have wrought are my gifts to you alone.
I love those flashbacks, as if you'd forgotten.
At a loss for words? No matter. As you will learn, I have only just begun.
Oh, will you not finish your meal?
Xenos, you want to fight? We could just fight.
There is only one thing that can sate my hunger. And it would seem my friend has lost her appetite.
Yeah, buddy, because you're trying to, like, gas me up.
I hoped this display of civility might prove an
The
entertaining
thing about
diversion,
Xenos is he wants you to fight with all you
clearly
have to
we are
bear.
above such pretension.
And he thinks like if he doesn't do something that at least eclipses what he does before, he doesn't believe you will be, all in it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, he's trying to...
While my lifeless body was in the possession of
He's trying to gas us up.
I too claimed
real
juice as my own. It was an enlightening experience to fight in an unfamiliar form. Flaws and failings in my technique were plain to see. Whence rises one's true strength? The flesh? The soul? Perhaps you should like to discover the answer for yourself.
Nap chair. Hey, that's mine. I spent a lot of time working on that.
Or together.
Oh dear! Whatever would happen if my lord were to greet your friends as you? I shudder to imagine what carnage he would wreak.
I have a strong suspicion that if it was Y'shtola, she would probably immediately realize something was up. Also, hey, can I have Xenos' body?
We'd better hurry if we want to avert the bloodbath.
You don't have the bodies
You can thank
swapping
me
tactic.
later.
Though you should just stab his body right there.
Step on his neck.
I mean, he was dead before, so he'd just get better.
Oh, they teleport you away. That's right.
Also true. I'm floating.
Ah, there it is. Your camp, I believe.
I mean, he really didn't need to call us all his plain and
I
suffering.
were
All
to
he had to
hazard a
do was
guess,
steal my
I would
glands.
say
And I'm
that
like, shit,
you-
man, I worked on those.
Alas, this you will have to walk from here. Or run, if you can manage it. My lord would be cross if I made it too easy. Such ingratitude. I'd not squander this fighting chance. After all, you've obstacles enough to overcome. Right on cue. Tempered soldiers, withstanding orders to kill those not sworn to anima. Under normal circumstances, you would make short work of them. But on this occasion, the odds are not so heavily
Yes,
stacked
take
in
heed
your
of
favor.
this. You are in a normal man body with normal man strength.
I haven't been doing all my lifting. Very curious what my moveset will be like if I have one. A G game, yeah, leave, sure.
It's like, nope, I'm out.
Imagine being in a party that
Yeah.
kicks you out.
I like it, question mark, under Imperial. Alright, 25 minutes to get back. Nope, I think he's over there. So I have a default gladiator, like, compressed moveset. Are you gonna move? No?
No, you might have to fight that one.
Let's see if I can just... Oh, okay. They do want me to fight that just so I know my moveset. Okay. It does hurt. Hey, this bozo gets his stuff.
Not bad at all, given your diminished capacity. Nevertheless, 'twould perhaps be prudent to keep to the shadows, scurrying about like a rodent.
Yeah, you don't self-heal. Search his body. Yeah, no, this is interesting. They kind of imply that you, when you were fighting people before, you just knocked them out, don't actually kill them. I don't know how, but here they're like, no, you killed them. Too close.
Fuck is temple? Can't work my way down there. I'm not like averse to some of these like segments where they put the duty in the open world map, but I do feel like the way they've got them laid out is sometimes it's hard to get your bearings.
Alright, I will be right back.
About that geometry.
don't know, but I think unfortunately you can't get their aggro.
Probably. Thanks to the power of video games, I don't know where I can go, because we just keep arbitrarily cutting off streets. Okay, Dan, you want to hang out on more buildings and yell at me? Sick with all these camera motions of this geometry.
Forgot how I got it to trigger, but there was one point where it's like out Clan Daniel prompted to get fuel for a Magitech armor.
Let's see if it's touching this correct Magitech paper. That's good. No, that's what that's. Yeah, I'm not like against this as a concept. So far, I'm not a huge fan of the execution of this. I think the Thancred stealth stuff was a little better. Because right now, I just like knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Besides not fighting guys, because I'll die. No, Magitech Gear Solid was definitely Thancred. This is just nothing. This isn't like anything. Gotta be honest, this segment is not super good.
Lost was saying that when they first released it, they had an hour, but it was also made a lot easier.
Yeah, it's like the point was to make you feel very frustrated and underpowered in this situation in which you normally can just take advantage of things.
I mean, I'm not averse to avoiding combat, but what I don't like is being fucking lost. Like, I don't have map markers. There's a lot of arbitrary red lines for reasons I don't really know what. Like, some of these streets are blocked off by giant guys I don't want to fight. Got that. Yeah, that just gives me the fuel gauge thing. That's not helpful.
Well, yes, you don't want to put an entire map in a solo duty, so yeah, they have to fence parts off. Otherwise, people will just get entirely fucking lost and end up failing the duty because they got lost. Those red lines keep you from wandering completely off track.
Well, they're not keeping me from wandering on track either, so...
You completed it, so... I mean, excuse me, you're completing it.
Am I? I don't know.
You're making progress in traveling around different ways. I think also you were like... Just an observation. I think you are actually stealthing it more than most people do. Most people try and stealth it, but they also have gotten to more fights than you have.
Well, that first guy really kicked my ass, so...
Yeah, you should always be heading towards Camp Broken Glass. Like, generally...
I mean, I have been, but I keep running into red walls. Because I think it's the only Reaper I haven't poked. No, it's got a medical kit. There's nothing different there. It's just like this is the corner that's close. And there's a bunch of guys, and then I go back, and there's more red walls.
Now you're stuck wandering around trying to find which dumbass has the key. It's gonna be a body.
It's a body, okay.
You don't have to kill anyone. You can avoid it.
Told me, don't fight Magitech. Yes, I got it. Also, that Bozo didn't do shit. Okay.
You might be using the line of sight rules.
It's a little hard to tell. Obviously, like, because this is just the map, they can't, like, redesign it, but it's funny. I said earlier, I think while you were still away, I said, I feel like I'm going to make myself motion sick moving the camera through this tight geometry.
Yeah, no, the geometry is a little forked here.
I am surprised some of the places I can squeeze. I can't. I kind of wish I could dial my fucking render distance up. Like, I feel like I searched most of the dead guys I could see. I don't think. No. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anything for picking up a key. keys.
Unless
Yeah,
the
sort of
key's
restarted.
also in the same place you get the fuel. I don't remember.
I don't wander that way.
I feel like I remember the key being in like a building or something. The corpse being in a building somewhere.
Fortunately, I haven't done this segment since they've retuned it, so mirror.
Well, we're gonna run out of time.
That is another thing. Like, it's time when it's so much time, which is if you can't figure it out, it's super punishing.
Now, somebody said it was longer. I'm not sure why. Even if they made it simpler, they shortened the time. 25 is kind of a weird number for a solo. Like, I don't know why we didn't just go with a nice round 30, but
I don't know if they made it easier or simpler. Maybe the guards were more aggressive.
I think the guards probably were a little bit more aggressive because I feel like you're getting by.
Yeah, I think the stealth part has actually been pretty generous. I mean, that at least yeah, this is fuel concealing wreckage, so this will have the fuel. Let's see if it's got the kits with the key as well. But unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, that's the tank.
It's like a monster on a carry.
Can't jump. I'll be right back again.
Pain away, no mind, guys. I can see it taking several attempts. Like this searching with a time limit is unfortunately always going to be a little bit of a fucking trial and error process. I'm not like inherently against it, but it is the kind of thing that like works to frustrate the player. I get where we're going. Oh, great. Well, I can at least run as far as the Magic Tech Reaper. I get what we're going for with like, oh hey, you're powerless, you don't know what you're doing. Oh great. I dropped it at least. But it is one of those things where like, I don't mind controlled helplessness in games. This is just kind of weird. It kind of feels like they wanted to keep it so you could still, you know, push buttons. But it's just kind of odd. So we got the tank, fuel it up. This is definitely not also the key. Oh, okay. So we do the fuel first, and then switch around it. It's probably back here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's a text box. There we go. I was gonna say, being like, you hear a voice near you. Final Fantasy 14 is not super good about that. That at least was pretty direct. I was worried about having to like scavenge for it.
Okay, that probably wasn't there the first time around. Oh, wait, shoot the... Well, if you can, shoot the things that are there, because I think that's the exit.
These guys. First, perish. Spark. Oh, okay. Just I also like how you're like, keep going while avoiding tempered Imperials. But if we do big glowy walls, that's a little bit better guidance than before. Oh, I'm forced to be nice to the citizens, even though I'm under a time limit. This is one of those things again. I get logically why we need a time limit, but gameplay-wise, I don't know why there's a time limit. Because you do have a limited number of resources because you're not auto-healing. Garlean body seems to have skipped the leg man. Sprint.
Okay. Oh, Omega made it through.
Yeah.
Well, just see if there's enough time to do the rest of the bullshit.
Yeah, I'm also being timed, so we're probably gonna have to restart. It'll be easier a second time because I'll know exactly what.
You found the fuel tank first. It's also the thing you had to find the Reaper first in order to carry the fuel.
That honestly, the thing with the Reaper and stuff is like that is more to do with just like, I mean, it makes sense, but the sightlines suck. So the Reaper standing on its own is a little different from the others, but with like the way the draw distance and the sightlines is, it's hard to tell. Like, oh, that's where I was supposed to go. God, I wish this asshole knew how to do at least one AoE combo button. Was a very big blast.
Don't worry, you passed though.
Smash.
I am. I'm spamming X.
Right, I forgot. These are weirdly scripted.
Put some tension in it.
Oh, the timer was still going?
No, I don't. I think the timer's gone away.
No, it popped back in and...
Well, it's gone now, though.
Ah. Oh, yes, that's right, because you gotta crawl.
Yeah, they had to switch my render. See, this is the kind of, like, controlled helplessness that I'm like, yeah, this is normal for video games. I've crawled through a microwave hallway. This makes sense to me. I'm kind of surprised that the soundtrack is, like, completely silent. Am I getting faster? I think I am.
Got 24 health left.
It's very painful.
It is a miracle we were able to restrain the Tempered without suffering casualties.
A welcome one. Arun, Senna, and the others have their hands full as it is. Thankfully, there are enough scales for everyone.
Yep.
And what of Euless? His symptoms were particularly severe.
He'll be all right. Just rub him with a port.
They were, but others fared still worse, including some brought back from the Magna Gladius.
Slap some dragon scale.
Give him a dragon scale, rub some porksy on him. He'll be all right.
As those in most desperate need take priority,
And the funny thing is, since I'm
body
body stolen right now, I will also be fine. It's this poor Garlean who's blown up all his bones.
Rest assured that he will. In the meantime, we must find our missing friend. May the Fury guide you.
Alone, save me!
She's allegedly my patron deity. Maybe you should look out for
Of
me.
all the bloody times for a disappearing act.
Guys, I was kidnapped. Come on. We've been doing this for so many years.
Not the first DD I would go to for
We'd be
searching
fools to
stuff,
think it a
though.
coincidence.
I'm gonna be real. I'm pretty sure your friends are at least somewhat think sometimes you just wander off.
I do wander off, but Thancred at least is being like, yeah, it would be foolish to be a
But
coincidence.
where even to begin the search? No one saw her leave in the chaos, and we've no
Nino's
trail to follow.
pilot at that guy so effectively.
While I know full well she can handle herself, I worry all
He
the
had more
same.
practice. That's the same guy he challenged Elidibus in his body with.
Admittedly, while he was raring to go for a fight, I'm pretty sure Elidibus gave up pretty quick. He was just like, nah, man, I don't want this smoke, and just ditched Xenos' body. He did kill some random Garleans before, but I don't know how much time he had to practice, because didn't he, like, hike from where his fake grave was down to, like, one of the castrums and steal a sky armor?
He woke up. His soul took possession of a dead Elysin. Elidibus took.
Speak of the devil.
Xenos' body from the grave.
And the question is, does Xenos how to fucking use
well,
my body?
Time to call off the search.
I got a lot of soul crystals in my pocket, though.
Case closed.
That's her, over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aye, 'twould appear so. Thou art struggling to perceive her presence?
I am. Perhaps, in the aftermath of the wave, there is some residual effect interfering with my faculties. But...
Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
Now. All's well that ends well. Are you all right?
Are you all right?
Yeah. Xenos, I don't know how far you wanted this plan to go, because, like...
Who are you?
Sorry, that's very funny to me. That I also knew, like, Y'shtola should be able to tell easily, but I wanted to say earlier to Xenos that, like, my friends are probably going to tell you're not me, because you're not going to say something dumb when you show up. You're immediately, like, body language wrong. Shit, dude, I haven't unlocked Reaper yet. It's on my list.
Now you know how you can.
Wow, okay. I'm pretty good for 24 HP.
Bam!
Say that. Plan is dumb, and you should feel dumb.
That scene's gotta be as amusing as hell as a Lalafell.
Oh my god, yeah, I wonder how the camera does the framing.
Sadly, that is all we have time for today. The effect has run its course, and back to your own bodies you must go.
Xenos, did you have fun just taking a casual stroll?
Look at everyone in their battle poses.
But where are my manners? You have all traveled so very far, and I've yet to pay my respects. Though in my defense, I was ill-prepared to receive so many uninvited guests. As such, preliminary entertainments were in order. A handful of tempered soldiers to hamper your progress. Refugees to command your attention while I siphon the ceruleum from the shadows. Particularly effective. Charitable souls that you are, you bent over backwards to aid them. Heedless of the delay. Predictable to a fault. And so my plan approaches completion unhindered. Anima will soon have absorbed the requisite amount of ether. And then shall come the spectacle to end all spectacles. The eldest and most powerful of primals will awaken, and all shall bear witness to the final day.
Big Sam?
The gods themselves will be my meal. Your dear companions my dessert. Upon this world I'll feast, and death shall follow in my wake.
I'm glad I could make such sassy faces.
All your hate, all your rage, you will render unto me.
I wish there was a glam that I could turn my sword into a ladle or a pot.
Thy life's real wind
What a clunk
on
on the head.
of fate, powered, wheel enmeshed with woe. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation.
Thank goodness. She's awake.
Yeah, don't mind me, guys. Just had to move my fucking soul back. Is there any soup left?
They should let you say something like that.
I could go for some soup right now. I bet that because that was
I am
the
pleased to report you are very much alive.
The like a Doman outpost style Garlean armor. That was probably not warm.
Everything in working order? That's a relief. Oh, and before I forget, thanks for coming to our rescue.
I don't know. I think Xenos uses shampoo while
Given
while it's in
recent
my
events,
body.
I would
My
be
hair smells
surprised
weird.
if you weren't feeling a bit poorly. A hearty meal and a long rest would be my recommendation under normal circumstances, but these are anything
Gabe is
but.
literally telling me we can't
If
stop
Van
for
Daniel's
soup.
boasts are to be believed, we must act quickly. Once you've blown away the cobwebs, we can discuss preparations for our assault on the Tower of Babel.
Game face.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I can explain to you, Alice, Xenos' thought process. He wants to make me as angry as possible. Which is not necessarily required. I don't know. It's too bad I can't show him the cool fight I had with Emmett Selk.
Might get jealous.
He would, because that actually is... Shinryu was interesting. Hades is way cooler than Shinryu as a fight.
have to go punch all the 5Gs. How is she just gotta go punch the 10G one?
Yep. Yeah, I think I remember that collapsed road.
15G.
There's a fucking shitpost of Endwalker somewhere that is just Faye Daniels' quest for the ultimate Wi-Fi coverage. Infinite G, Warrior of Light. I will get 5 bars everywhere. They will have to invent a 6th bar.
I have 5 bars, Warrior of Light. Do you?
Sadly, no, I only go up to 3. My Heidelin Everywhere plan only gives me 3 bars of coverage. And then only if I'm really in trouble.
I swear half these primos are the eldest and most...
Strictly speaking, I have to assume that based on the discussions we had in Shadowbringer that our while there wasn't a quote-unquote Elder Primal in the Summoner quest line... I've got my dramatic music on. That was just awkward because I have to go take a bio break. Because we've been here for like 3 hours straight, and I have not got up from this chair.
Well, we are about to hit a dungeon.
Yeah. Probably I'll get to the unlock and then we'll end the stream for the night, but I do have to get up because like I said, I've been sitting here for 3 hours straight. But there was an Elder Primal in the Summoner quest line, but I'm pretty sure the only relevant time that's actually meant something was referring to exactly Heidelin and Zodiark. And I'm going to assume Fandaniel's not trying to call my mom. Though if he was, that would be neat. The collector line has been a little busy, but I'll be right back, everybody. I don't bet on that page. We do the coverage on this page. Alright, I'll be right back. it back. I had a sneeze, but I lost it. Okay, we're back on. Shoot, had a dropped sneeze. But also while I was sitting down, I just noticed, so for completing, In From the Cold, I got some EXP, that's nice. Did I have to get paid 2,000 gil for that?
Yeah.
It's very funny. Especially in the context of people watching the stream back later. If you watched it all the way through, you're catching the VOD later. I do know there are some people who do that. You'll know that I started the stream by making about 6k gil from selling some rocks on the market.
Listen, Champion of Azoria, very prestigious title, not a big paycheck.
Oh, there's a reason why I have to seek alternative employment as a fisher and a miner. And technically as a botanist, but I only literally just unlocked that the other day. I haven't even done the thing where you equip the tool and then talk to the guildmaster again. Kind of appropriate to bust out my classic majestic armor. Oh, okay, it's a robot cavalry. I was confused for a second. Just is there just a man on a horse out here? Odin ass looking ass.
Probably is the Odin model.
Oh, it's definitely the same model, maybe. I think he's a little smaller though, but that's very funny.
Yeah, no, he's squat.
I wonder how Odin feels about that. Hey Odin, did you know the Carlings just ripped you off? They ripped off your likeness? Oh, hey, Lise. You had a fun time with the step crew? Also, Lise, you changed back to your normal outfit. Are you alright standing there? Yeah, I'm so glad both of my dialogue options are to call her out of the fact that she changed out of her coat.
Everyone's dressed to fight.
We're dressed so that we can have everybody hit their animations and stuff as normal, and we don't have to change any of our key art or animatics. Though I guess we did have Thancred with all new moves earlier in his coat.
Signs are allowed to keep their old job skills. They reclass.
The Cyans are still operating on the way the game used to work, where you would, like, unlock group abilities through leveling. Right? I think that used to be a thing. You could, like learning Gladiator Paladin would teach you how to use shields, but you could use those skills in other classes.
In 14, they kind of had some stuff like that. Like, there could be specific skills and whatnot that you can carry over between classes.
Like one of the skills in the Dragoon line, you had to get that from Bard or something.
Well, yeah, no, if I remember correctly, what it used to be is to unlock jobs, you had to have like 30 in one class and 15 in another.
Yeah, I remember reading that, like, to get Paladin, it was 30 in Gladiator and 15 in Conjurer.
I mean, that's annoying for, like, the MMO perspective, but that's not, like, entirely wrong on a skill base. We were just talking earlier about, like, we don't even know, where the magic of a paladin comes from. Well, in that case, it's pretty easy to understand. You know, a little conjuration in your back pocket. But that is obviously going to be kind of annoying for a normal MMO leveling curve. Train tunnel seems familiar. I wonder where they've used some stuff like it before. Probably in some of them big Garlean castrums. Big rumbly. It's a cute number set. Yes, everybody, fold your arms dramatically. Come on, Alphino, you know you want to pose. Is Tower Babel accessible?
Dungeon!
Sorry, I stifled Leon there. What do you guys think? Will that be a good spot to stop this week and start again next week?
Well, like I said, something happens at the end of this dungeon, which is definitely one of those, I don't know if I should stop right here kind of moments. So yeah, I think now would be pretty good. Because that means probably next time you'll get a dungeon and your first trial.
Yes, I was thinking about that one. Listen, they named a new primal. I'm gonna have to fight him. I know the rules. Alright, so yeah. That was as evidenced by the fact that I talked about, 15 minutes ago about how I was like, oh, I've been sitting here for a solid 3 hours and haven't gone anywhere yet. I think you were also correct last week. That was definitely a chunk of content that there was not a lot of good breaks in.
Nope.
So yeah, a lot of good roller coasters. So that's where we'll call it a week for this week, and then when we come back, Tower of Babel, which I can just call the stream next time.
Oh god, I have a different suggestion for the stream title, but it will not make sense until after some stuff happens. So you might have to just rename it.
I have done that a few times, so I may call it like Tower of Babel to post it and then change it to something better once we're further in. I think Gunblade Diplomacy works for this one. Still. Ugh. Alrighty, so we're gonna wrap up for the Eventide. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the boys for being there. Definitely for taking some of those mob hits when we were wandering around. So yeah, that's the Garlemald. Does mean that I'm lined up for this is the quest that unlocks the last Aether Current, so I definitely need to take my time and pop a couple of those blue quests, shimmy around to the Aether Currents in the area as well. Been a while since I had to be done doing that. But we'll be back to that next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our earlier streams this week. We streamed Power Wash Simulator on Monday. Watched a lot of things, Lucky and I. Yeah. And had a lovely little fail betrayal yesterday. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.